Did someone say Nordic Women in Tech Awards 2024? We have a very special Spotlight Series episode for you today with the amazing founder of the Nordic Women in Tech Awards, Plamena Cherneva, who you may recognize as a very familiar face to this channel. We've already had the honor of interviewing Plamena many times and learning about her very inspiring journey. And today, we're going to talk all things Nordic Women in Tech Awards 2024. Plamena, welcome.
Thank you for having me again. It's so nice to actually spend some time with you, talking, discussing things, because since we've known each other, I think we have always been, I would say, on the same wave when it comes to diversity, inclusion, when it comes to even kindness, because I think we're both on that side of the boat. But thank you very much for having me again. It's always a pleasure to spend some time with you chatting.
You are very welcome. And the problem is we never have enough time, because I feel like you and we could just speak about this for days, weeks, months.
Very true.
For folks who haven't been able to check out previous interviews, you're the founder and CEO of the Nordic Women in Tech Awards. Could you just break down for our audience what the mission of Nordic Women in Tech Awards is?
Nordic Women in Tech Awards has started actually in Denmark in 2020, exactly during Corona times. It was the first event that we've had that was online. The mission of the organization is to feature role models in the Nordic tech scene, to inspire the next generation of diverse tech workforce, to basically celebrate all the achievements that we have in the tech industry in the Nordics. And this is simply because, and I've said it before, it's hard to be something that you cannot see, right? So when you see that there's others out there that are achieving a lot, whether it's their dreams, their career path in the tech industry, when you see someone out there succeeding, you can always get the motivation from there and say, oh, if she has done it, then I can definitely do it as well. And it's much easier way for us not to give up on our dreams when we see that other people have accomplished them or are accomplishing them now, despite, all the challenges that you go through.
That's so important. We still have to continually be spotlighting and celebrating the wonderful role models, women doing great things in tech, in business. This is so, so vital because, like you say, you can't be what you can't see. And I love that every year you continually celebrate such wonderful people. And also, the awards allow people to uncover so many cool companies working on really important missions.
Sometimes I'm actually blown away, especially when you hear about innovative product or a company run by kick-ass female founders. It's amazing. And yeah, I feel like, me standing out here calling myself the CEO of Nordic Women in Tech Awards, and then me being on stage there presenting this inspiring people, I was like, I feel so motivated and inspired by them. And sometimes you see, we have met, for example, super young founders, 19-year-old that have already 2 companies. And I was like, I don't even remember what I was thinking when I was 17, 19. There's no way. But, you get this inspiration. It's so great because there's so many people in a room together talking about, the future of technology, talking about innovation, talking about new products, services, and all that. It's super inspiring. And on top of all, it's super casual environment as well, right? It's a safe space. You've been there. You know how it is. We try to make it it's still professional, but we try to make it very casual as well. So people have the chance to get easy access to one another and not be afraid to either speak out or ask questions or any of that. I think we try to make it as accessible and as down to earth as possible.
As you say, I've experienced this. There's just that common theme of genuinely walking into a space and feeling like folks are very curious about what you do. They want to learn more and feeling supported. You're in a room and I get the energy that everybody wants you to do well and everybody actually cares about this mission, uplifting, motivating. I mean, 2022, for example, doing my first ever in-person talk, which was so scary and so nerve-wracking.
I remember you were so terrified, but you did so well and everyone just loved you there.
Well, this is the thing, right? But as soon as I literally walked into the building and was greeted by the volunteers, by you, by the rest of the team, you just get that sense of like, "Ah, I'm going to be okay." And people are supporting, they want you to do well. And yeah, it's a theme I've noticed personally throughout all of the awards. And 2024, we're heading to Oslo in Norway. So tell me a little bit more about what led this year's gala to Oslo.
I mean, we want to do the round in Nordic countries, right? So we started during Corona, so we couldn't really travel much. So 2021 it was the first time ever that we had the event as a physical event in Denmark. And then in 2022 we partnered up with the amazing women in Gothenburg, and they were like, just come to Gothenburg and let's just organize the event together in Gothenburg. And we were super excited. And after the success there, we thought, let's just move on. We go further. We're taking the next step where Women in Tech Iceland reached out to us and they were like, let's just do it in Iceland. We can definitely make it work here. It's going to be awesome. And you were there. I think that we have raised the bar so high with the actual venue and the setup with all the Nordic lights. It was so breathtaking. And we were even outside looking at the actual Nordic lights outside the venue. It was so beautiful, so breathtaking. And we had the First Lady of Iceland, we had the Minister of Innovation, so many important people being present. And we thought we have to do better and better every year. And we thought if we really want to make the event truly Nordic, we have to go to the next Nordic country. And we partnered with Women in Tech Oslo as well, so it was very natural to go to Norway as a next step. And here we are. Yeah, we're getting very closer to the event. We already have important. I'm going to leave it there. I'm just gonna say important people attending the ceremony. The great thing is that this time the event is open to absolutely everybody, because previous years we would have limitations, whether it's venue, whether it's because Nordic Women Tech Awards is completely volunteer based, so we're very much dependent on our partners and sponsors that are joining us every year. So it depends on how much we have raised as a support throughout the years. Then we would know how much we can open the venue for participants. So, but this year we have no limit. So we have a place for 500 people, and by far this is going to be our biggest event. So yeah, looking forward to more and more people to be able to join, for us to network, to talk more about diversity, inclusion, and technology, to talk more about innovation and entrepreneurship. I look very much forward. And we have one more country left for next year.
Oh, I wonder where that could be then. Where could Nordic Women in Tech Awards 2025 be heading?
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll leave that one until after the this year. I love that you give everybody a chance to explore these new places.
For me, last year it was also the very first time I've been to Iceland. I haven't been there before. And going from country to country every year, we give the possibility to our community to just travel together with us, right? To explore the Nordics. And also, I don't know if you have noticed, but our community, despite that we're a Nordic community, it's extremely diverse. Even the winners, if you just see the number of winners that are expats, actually, it's amazing, because they should show how much we contribute to the Nordics. I myself am also an expat in Denmark, but I have done more for Denmark than I have ever done for my country, living 20 years there. Funny enough, I know, but I'm actually very proud of that fact.
And so you should be. You celebrate everybody, and it is super diverse, super diverse. I love that with Nordic Women in Tech Awards as well. Not only are you bringing together wonderful people, spotlighting so many incredible role models, but you're delivering some really special moments. Seeing the Northern Lights in Iceland at the time that they were in the sky is kind of unheard of in the area that it was as well. And I feel like this is just Nordic Women in Tech energy, to a T. This just defines the awards, just delivering those special moments.
I love that. I love this magic, I would say, that we're bringing, because it just shows how much we care about this community. And I've said it before, for us it has never been about money or power or any of that. This has always been a pure cause, because since day one, we have been entirely volunteer-based. Most of the people are either working full-time or on paternity leave at the moment. So they would like to contribute. They would like to dedicate their time as an organizing team to bring something good to to the world. I mean, in general, this is the world, because you're setting an example for the people right now, the community right now, but also the next generations, because they will get something out of this. They'll see it's still there. It's online. They'll have access to all resources. They'll have access to all role models and all the people in the community. And slowly we're reaching 10,000 people community. This is absolutely insane. I still can't believe it myself. Sometimes I was like, what's going on?
Well, I can believe it, because it's the energy you bring, the passion that you bring to make this happen year on year. And especially juggling full-time work and things like that, it's not easy. So you and all of the team really are wonderful, Plamena, and I have so much time, respect and love for what you do and for your mission. And it's awesome that this year you've opened up the awards to everybody. They can attend, because the name Nordic Women in Tech Awards, I guess for some people, they may be questioning if it's a space for them, if they want to attend, if they care about these topics, diversity, equity, and inclusion. What would you say to that, to the folks that are maybe questioning if this is a event or a space for them, if maybe they don't identify as a woman, for example?
I know I call it Nordic Women in Tech Awards, but it has always been about people. We had, back in the days when we first started, we had male mentors. We had also female mentors. We had people in the organizing team, and we have also today that are male that support us. For us, it doesn't really matter the gender. Nordic Women in Tech celebrates the minorities in the tech industry and their achievements. At the end of the day, we all know that we cannot make a difference alone. Nothing will change if we just take the fight on our own. Everybody, if there is a difference that should be made, change, absolutely everybody in this world needs to be involved in that. And I keep saying this, and it's probably you have read the book, or maybe you have seen also the movie The Secret. There's I think Bob Proctor was his name, when he said, if you don't understand it, it doesn't mean that you should reject it. So being supportive, even though you don't understand things entirely, it's so crucial. I don't want to go too strong, but I respect people that respect other people's opinion based on the challenges that they went through. I know, and I'm very much aware that my male colleagues or classmates, they would never be able to get in my shoes and experience exactly the same thing that I have experienced. I cannot get in the shoes of people that have physical challenges. I have absolutely never experienced it. I don't know, but that doesn't mean that I should be distant and, disregard entirely what they went through. Instead, I can be nice, I can be kind, and I can listen, right? And this is all we want. Also, any minority in the tech industry, all we care about is just sit and listen. Take 5 minutes of your time, whether it's a day, a month, a year, it doesn't matter. 5 minutes of your time and listen to the challenges that other people are going through. That's all. Sometimes that's all we need. It's like in a relationship. You don't need to know what you're going through. You just listen and say, okay. Or just, grab somebody's hand. It doesn't matter. I think for us, it's so crucial that we don't get entirely rejected or disregarded. Because there's so many people are saying, oh, I don't understand what you're doing with these women in tech organizations. I don't think it's relevant in the Nordics because, equality here is such a high rate. And I was like, you're so far from the truth. And you're actually taking these organizations as a negative side of things. That has never been the case. This is not another girl power initiative or men-hating community. This has never been the case, and I still don't understand why many people accept it like that. It's all basic. We just want the same opportunities when we go out there. If I want to be a kick-ass leader or a manager or director, I want to be a director. I want to be given the path to become a director. If I want to be a kick-ass software developer, I want to have the path and opportunity to become one. That's all. It is just literally so easy. Equal opportunities. If I'm on the same position as you are, I want to get the same amount of money. If I do exactly the same job, that's all. Look how simple it is, but so difficult for many people to understand. And this is why I keep saying it has never been a girl power community. It has always been equal opportunities place because we deserve it.
We do, we really do. And I can vouch for that. Again, there's really not this us versus them mentality throughout the community, throughout the events. And every year that I've been able to attend, I've been nicely surprised to see the amount of folks who are in the room who don't identify as women there, supporting, cheering. This year, I believe that there's a 3-day agenda for Oslo.
What we're trying to do, as I mentioned to you also earlier, we really want to give more. And by giving more, I mean more possibilities for us to network, more possibilities for us to relax, because there's a lot. I mean, you pick up the fight every single day, whether it's a fight, for, again, going back to this equal opportunity at work, or whether you have a family and you still have to pick a lot of fights, in your personal life. We sometimes, and I also mentioned to you when we had like a conversation earlier before we started the recording, but sometimes you just need to unplug. Because we get into this intense, busy lives, and we sometimes forget about ourselves. And I have noticed that. I have a full-time job running the NGO together with my partner, Katya, and she also has 2 small kids, a family, and she's also trying to get out there in the job market. And I feel like time is just passing, because you have set like a specific tasks and goals. And it's like, I need to do that today, and I need to do that today. And I want to make sure that everyone is happy. And and then you suddenly forget about yourself. Whether it's you're running a company, the same thing. You just focus so much in getting things done and making sure that everyone else is satisfied that you just forget about the importance for you to live this moment. And this year we thought, how about just having like, before the gala ceremony, we just have like a Women Integrity Day, where we just gather together, we go for a spa, we grab a nice lunch, we network as much as possible. And of course we can do some business aside where needed, but in general, this is it. We just want a few hours purely for ourselves. It's needed. Because when you clear your mind, when you relax a little bit, this is where you allow your new ideas to come in, or your creative side to boost. Because again, when you get into the robotic way of living, just like your brain goes into this mode and you don't allow it to bring you more. To give you more.
So true. You can get into a bit of a rut, can't you? In a bit of a habit and not really give yourself, like you say, that opportunity to recharge the batteries, which is so vital. And it's great that you're taking a different stance this year and you're giving space for that. Giving space to just be more still, more relaxed, connect on a different level as well. We're quite used to, I'd say, having to be in these like professional environments and there's big conferences and they can be quite corporate, but actually building more authentic connections in this type of environment, you would hope would be easier as well, because you're more in tune with yourself. So I really love the concept of the day one agenda.
Yeah, and I think this is also a great opportunity for us to relax before the actual day happens, because when the day is also going to be very, I would say, intense, we are trying to have like a mini conference at the beginning where you can go enjoy different talks about entrepreneurship, VCs, maybe cybersecurity, AI here and there. And then in the evening, we have the gala. So we just want to make sure that you take your time to relax a little bit before you come up to the event and allow other ideas to come in play.
So day 2, you're thinking of a conference pre the gala. So what time does that typically kick off? And then what time would the gala get started?
The gala will start around 7 o'clock. I think around 6 we'll probably enter the venue. But the actual mini conferences, we're still working on it. We expect to be between 9 and 2, maybe, somewhere there. So we allow some time to go home, relax a little bit, get ready for the galas, take your time to dress up and prepare for the actual event. And then the gala will end with a nice after party. You remember the after party in 2022? That was another level. It was so good. Like everyone literally just stayed the entire evening. People didn't want to leave. It was, I think we left around 2:30. If I'm not mistaken, or 3 o'clock or something like that. So it actually showed how much people just wanted to relax and have fun. And I think this is all we want to do with Nordic Women Intake. This is why I want to keep it so casual and so nice and not snobbish and I would say politically correct. Because for me, this has never been something that I'm very interested in. For me, it has always been, let's just network, let's have fun, let's exchange ideas, let's help one another, but in a very normal, casual way.
You just make connections in a different way, and you're able to carry those connections on. I've made friends for life from attending the events and being a part of it, and I feel really grateful for that. So it's amazing. So we have conference and gala day. I know we in a previous interview spoke about how the gala works. But how many categories do you have this year?
We try not to go over 11, to be honest. I think 11 categories is more than enough, because I know also people started asking us, why don't you have like a fintech and clean tech? And I was like, you can have those so many different types of tech awards. So that's why we try to keep them very, not that deeply specific. They're a little bit more broad, but at the same time, it gives us flexibility. Because otherwise we just go too deep into SDG, and there's other award ceremonies that are focused towards that, which is fine. I think there is place for everybody here. But also as a Nordic Women in Tech awards organization, for us, we need to focus also on our values and what we care about. So what we care about the most, this is advocate, this is rising star in tech, this is role model. This is also who is the digital transformation lead, who is the diversity inclusion lead. These are kind of the focus areas that we go towards, because this is where we see ourselves. Our few of our values, and we have a lot of values, I know, but the main ones that we have, this is exactly that. Are you a role model as a leader? So this is really one of the main ones that I see. And the other one is, are you putting an effort to be an advocate? This is also a value. Mentor. Are you taking time of your life to give back to what you have been given? Right? So and this is it. Like for us, these are the focus areas. And I know we can go deeply into the different types of or aspects of technology, but this is really not where our values lie.
So you have the categories, you try to keep them to 11. How does it then work in terms of nominations, receiving those, then filtering that through to get like a program for the gala?
First of all, we leave it open. So it's not, in some award ceremonies, it's usually the organization that picks up the nominees. For us, we just leave it open out there. And because we are Nordics, we have partners in all Nordic countries that are responsible for making sure that we have chosen or selected the right nominees. When we open for nomination, everybody is welcome to nominate. There are certain criteria that you need to pass through, but in general, it's open to everybody. If you have someone that inspires you, motivates you, and you would like to celebrate them as role model, you can nominate them. As long as they're based in the Nordics and they have anything to do with technology, you can just nominate them out there and just let us know why they deserve to be nominated. Then we have a local judging committee, and the local judging committee is responsible for selecting the shortlisted nominees in each of the Nordic countries that they're responsible for. And then the global judging committee that consists of judges from all Nordic countries. They're the ones that are voting for a winner. That's it. And you can see that there's quite a selective process. My organizing team is not involved in it. The judging committees consist of people that have achieved a lot in the tech industry already. You find people that have 25 years of experience, for example, in the field of technology, and they have achieved a lot of awards. They're working for huge tech companies, etc. So they have to be really strong profiles with a lot of achievements in the tech industry in order for them to be part of the judging committee. So it's not that we're selecting the judges like whoever, comes first on LinkedIn. They need to be the right profile.
Winner or not winning the official award in the category, you're a winner in everybody's eyes for getting to that point and getting to that stage.
For me, it has never been about the actual physical awards. It has always been about building a community of people that support one another. And we need to realize that grabbing this award, like holding it or not, if we have been nominated and we have dedicated time of our lives or inspired even a little bit, even one person in our lives, we have done our job. And this is where we are winning, because we are giving back, because we are inspiring other people, because we are motivating people out there not to give up and to follow their dreams. This is where our strength and power comes in. This is our win. This is like a mission accomplished. Personal experience. I have also been nominated like millions of times, and I wouldn't say never, but I probably won one award. That doesn't make me less worthy as a role model in the tech industry. Not as well. I will keep motivating other people. I'll keep doing my absolute best to inspire other people to do things the right way, whether as a leader, whether as a tech professional, whether as a community builder. I will always, always, always continue and to do things that I do best to inspire other people. Because if there's one person who comes to me and tells me, thank you so much for changing my life, that's all I need. I have found my purpose in life, but that's all I needed. This is where I feel like, damn, I won.
That's also a really healthy mindset to have in anything. Like if you're creating a community, an initiative, yes, have ambition, have goals, have things that you want to hit and achieve, but always leading with that mindset of if we're helping one person, we're doing our job, because it can be tough. It can be really difficult when you have this passion, you want to make a change and make a difference, but resources and things don't allow you to get to that point, or you're not maybe getting the traction you would have hoped. Keeping it in your head about the one person is really energizing. I know it is for me as well in the work that we do, and it's very important to stay true to that. Keeping this open for everybody this year. For someone who's never attended Nordic Women in Tech Awards before, what would you say to encourage them to join this year's event and to come on over to Oslo?
The idea behind Nordic Women in Tech Awards has always been about inspiring others and motivating them to be their absolute best. And I don't mean best in terms of perfection. I mean, all of us are going through tough times, whether it's in our jobs, whether it's in our personal lives. Sometimes we tend to just close down and fight our own fight, not realizing that people will always need people. And I have experienced at first place this year in Nordic Women in Tech Awards, and also my co-founder and the organizing team behind Nordic Women in Tech Awards was the reason that I kept going. Because sometimes we fall in this hole and we feel like nobody cares about us, that there's nobody who has experienced the same thing that I'm experienced, that nobody would pay attention on my problems. They don't give they don't care about anything that I'm going through. And that's not true. You're never alone. There's other people out there that are going through exactly the same challenges as you are, maybe in a slightly different way, but they are going through challenges. And I will always say that you need the right people next to you. And I found Nordic Women in Tech Awards being my safe space. And I reach out to the community openly. I share my problems openly. Sometimes and I keep saying that, but I feel like Nordic Women in Tech Awards has helped me more than a psychologist has ever done that for me. Simply because you get people that lift you up. And nobody is going to judge you. Will always be there for you. And this is what I love about this organization. It has always been about others and lifting others up. It has never been about me, the ego type. So if you want to be part of this type of community that really cares about others, Oslo, 13th of November.
If you're considering Nordic Women in Tech Awards heading out to Oslo, seriously, you won't regret it. Let's say they take the leap, fly over to Oslo, Norway. They're ready to attend their first ever Nordic Women in Tech Awards. Or maybe people have attended before, but networking, this idea of networking can be very scary for some people and quite transactional. I quite like the term attending somewhere to build a meaningful connection. I kind of flip the lens a little bit. But what are some of your tips for breaking the ice with somebody new at the event?
I know it's difficult for many, especially if you are attending the event for the very first time and you don't know others that are there. The team, especially the volunteers team, they'll do absolutely anything to make you feel better. But I think before attending, maybe think of what do you want to get out of it. Sometimes, and I know that from firsthand, we attend events and we feel like networking like pointless for us, and that can easily happen. I've experienced it myself. If you set your goals in attending, it could be networking, it could be finding your, I don't know, maybe an investor, or it can be finding your co-founder, or get motivated or try to get more information on how to get started on an idea you're currently working on. Try to find what is your benefit from attending the event. If you just want to come for a nice gala dinner like the Oscars in the Nordics, this is also a possibility. You don't have to chat with anybody. You can just sit there and enjoy it, right? But I think it would be really nice if you set the goals for yourself before you attend the event. Because for us, my personal goals have always been to meet people and get inspired by the amazing innovations, for example, that or some new companies that they're working for, or in general, just to get inspired and motivated and see what is the next step in my career path. Am I looking for someone, for an inspiring leader to just see, what is their way of doing things and how they make it easier for their whoever is reporting to them to stay in the company or be retained in the company. What are the different strategies that they're using? Sometimes this is also something I'm interested in. So I'll reach out to those type of leaders. And it's very easy to find them because it's pretty much visible. We announce usually who are the attendees during the ceremony itself. So you would know on which table who is sitting. And it's much easier to reach out to them. Or you can reach out to the volunteers. Most of them already know who is whom and at the ceremony. But it's just nice for you to know what your goals are. What do you want to get out of it when you attend? And this is why we try to make it not just a gala ceremony, right? We have also these mini events that are happening during the day. We'll have the possibility to attend something that you're passionate about. It could be in entrepreneurship, it could be cybersecurity, it could be AI. And then the group of people that is attending there, that this is their focus area, right? So it gives you filtering a little bit before you attend the gala.
Great advice there, having some goals, bit of perspective on what you're doing, going here and what you want to get out of it. And also one thing that's really great about your socials is you also announce all of the nominees, all of the sponsors and things. So a good thing beforehand could be maybe going on LinkedIn, if you use LinkedIn, having a look at some of the nominees, maybe writing down a few things that you want to learn more about in terms of their journey, their focus, and try and set yourself the goal to approach a nominee. Congratulate them. The first thing you could say going up to them is, hey, I saw you were nominated. Congratulations. I really love what you do. And then open up a conversation through that means.
Absolutely. And the great thing is that sometimes the network is like a chain, right? You start with one person, they introduce you to another. This is how networking also works very well. At least this is something that I have noticed. If you focus your also passion towards a direction, is just you start attracting the right people to come your way. It has, at least for me, that has always worked very, very well. Whether I wanted to get into entrepreneurship and learn how to start a company, I managed, once you get to know one person, they will introduce you to another and another and another and so on. And then you get just surrounded by people sharing exactly the same interests as you are. That can also happen within leadership, or whether you want to get into software development or, digital transformation, whatever it is. Your passion attracts the right people your way.
It's all about energy, all about the passion. And that's going to be coming in bucket loads on the 12th to the 14th of November in Oslo, in Norway. Plamena, so excited to see you there as well. And thank you so much for your time today. We've loved shining the spotlight on this year's Nordic Women in Tech Awards.
Thank you so much for having me again, Nelly. Looking forward.